Always a pleasure to welcome on my next guest to the show. Coming off a fight of the night performance, obviously the way, not the way he wanted the fight to go, but earned a lot of respect from the mixed martial arts community in the process. A great fight against Cub Swanson, and he's been making the news yet again. Artem Lobov is back on the show. Artem, first of all, I have to say, man, what's going on with the weather in Dublin? It's unbelievable, isn't it? What a place to live in when the weather's like this.
Yeah, I'm loving it. It's great. It's great. We don't get much sun here, so when we do, it's unbelievable. When the sun is out, this is the most beautiful place on the planet. I swear to God. But
I was just about to say that. It's rain tomorrow anyway, Artem. So I think we need to enjoy it apparently for 10 days.
The usual.
Savage stuff. Artem, first of all, obviously that fight, as I mentioned there, against Cub Swanson, great fight to watch. Fight of the night honours. Just your thoughts now. You've had a little bit of time, about a month, to digest what happened. Just your overall feeling on the fight.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, obviously I was disappointed I didn't get the win. Cub was a better man on the night. Fair play to him. He did great. He proved why he is the #4 guy in the world. And I got to see that I still have a lot of work to do. But there was some positives, I guess, that I can take from the fight. Like in the first round, when the energy was, level, and I was still, fresh, I felt that my technique was as good as his, if not even better in some ways, and I was able to take him down. When I want to take him down, I was able to, land shots, avoid his shots, and I felt very good there. I felt like I belonged in there. I felt like I belonged at that level. Obviously, I kind of changed the strategy a little bit going into the second. I didn't really want to wrestle as much anymore. I didn't want to engage in that because I felt like this knockout is coming now, and I didn't want my arms to get heavy. I just wanted to stay fresh and just keep striking, and that kind of backfired because he ended up taking me down, took my back, and he was pretty good on the floor, I must say, and that took a lot out of me, and obviously it kind of went downhill from there.
Do you feel maybe you rushed it a little bit?
Yeah, maybe not even rushed it, but kind of when you're fighting at that level, you make a small mistake and it can cost you the whole fight. And I feel that maybe that's exactly what happened. And I feel that the moment where it really kind of changed the fight was when I got taken down and my back was taken. That really took a lot out of me. Kind of get out of there, and then the energy level wasn't the same anymore because he was still quite fresh because he was the one that took my back. And I obviously, spent a lot of energy trying to get out, and I was a bit more tired than him then. And to be honest with you, he still kept a very high pace.
Yeah,
that was very impressive. He landed a lot of shots, and the pace was very, very high. From what I know, I also landed quite a lot of shots.
Yeah,
from him.
I was going to mention that to you. I think you landed more shots on him than anyone else in WEC history and UFC history combined. So that's obviously a huge thing to walk away with the fight from, regardless of the result.
Yeah, so that, it was a very high-paced fight. It was a good fight, like you said yourself, and we got the bonus as well. So, once the fans enjoyed it, I guess it's a sort of a victory for the UFC. And
did you get any dancing in Nashville afterwards?
Nashville.
Did you get any?
It's a good sport. I enjoyed it. I stayed there till Wednesday after the fight. And I went out to there's a street called Broadway there, and it's a party little spot. And it was good, and I got to enjoy all the fried chicken and all the real food,
Brilliant.
that I couldn't enjoy coming up to the fight.
You mentioned,
it was a good spot.
You mentioned that as well. You said the weight was maybe it was a little bit more difficult, the weight cut, than normally it has been. What did you put that down to? Maybe the flight where you were.
Not really, no. I just got a little bit bigger. I got leaner, but bigger. Just kind of put on a bit of weight. And to be honest, now that I kind of thinking back, I did say that at the time. But when I kind of had more time now to think about it, I honestly don't think that was the issue. It's just the fight was very high paced, and the fact that obviously I was taken down and my back was taken, and that cost me a lot of energy. But to be honest, it had nothing to do with the weight cut. No, I take that back now.
Before we get off the Cub Swanson fight, have you a message for have you anything to say to the people that were doubting you, saying that you were going to get finished in 1 round? Or
we all knew I wasn't going to get finished. It's if you want to finish me, it's I've only ever been finished 3 times. 2 two of those times I've been choked out, like unconscious, but whatever. I learned from those, and then once it was a TKO loss, but again, I was, just the ref stepped in. I was still fucking fine, I could have fought, but whatever. So, but that's it. But to finish me, it's going to be very hard for anyone in any weight class at any level. You're not just going to finish me. Born in Russia, forged in Ireland. They don't make me like me anymore.
The Russian hammer. That's exactly where the name comes from. Exactly. One thing, and we have to get to this. So I want to talk about this obviously a good bit. One of the reasons why I wanted to have you back on this week. Everyone's calling you out, Artem. What's going on? Obviously, you'd mentioned the Do Who Choi fight. It makes sense. You've both lost the Cub. It does make sense. But you had, John McDessie was writing you a poem yesterday. Then we had UFC newcomer Zabit Nurmagomedov Shapirov calling you out. His whole team are calling you out. Robert Whiteford wants a piece of you. He's not even in the promotion at the moment. Talk to me. There seems to be a massive target on your back now after that fight.
Yeah, I wanted the Korean Superboy, like you said. In my mind, it makes sense. He just fought Cub, and I just fought Cub. He lost, and so did I. His was fight of the night, and so was my fight was fight of the night. There were two great fights, so the styles obviously match up really well for a good fight. So, it's fair to say that probably my style will also match up very good with his style for a great fight once again. So why not give the fans another great fight? That's my thinking. But once again, I do understand this, and I made it clear to Sean Shelby that I am not asking for any fight, because I'm not in a position to ask for anything right now. I do realize that I am always very, very realistic in my approach to everything. So I said it to him, whoever you send me, it is my time to, give something back to you now, Sean. So whoever you want me to fight, I'm down, like I always am. This is the way I've always been, to be honest. I get a contract, I don't even give a fuck. I'm not even going to look at that name. I'm just going to sign it and let it be a fucking surprise when I get there. Whoever is there, I see the Korean Superboy, great. I'm finding you, mate. I see McDessie, good. Then it's McDessie. Whoever it is, I don't give a fuck. Just tell me when and where. That's all I need to know.
What did you think of the poem that John McDessie wrote for you?
Honestly, that was desperate. That was so fucking desperate. And that poem, it was so shit as well. And you probably fucking took the whole team to write that. The whole team was writing that together. And this is the fucking shit they came up with. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. That was fucking disgraceful. But, I don't care. Whatever. The same Whiteford, with... Whiteford, honestly, I wouldn't even be mentioning him. The only reason I mention his name is because I have a lot of respect for the gym he comes out from, the Dinku Ninjas. I know the guys from that gym. They're a solid group of guys. They're very good fighters. I have a lot of respect for them. That's why I even mentioned his name. But to be honest with you, when someone is not in the UFC, I don't respond to them because it just gets crazy otherwise. How many fighters are out there and every motherfucker is calling my name? If I'm going to start responding to every single motherfucker, then I'm just going to be here all day answering those call-outs. That's why I don't do it. We're not in the same promotion. If we are, it's on. And like I said again, it's not me they have to talk to. Talk to Sean Shelby. If he sends me the contract, whoever it is, I'm signing it right away. That's it.
Do Who Choi said to one of our colleagues yesterday, I tweeted it. I think you saw the tweet as well. I think it was to Robin Black, that he was down to fight you. He wants to fight you. You said there it makes sense. Do you think now that the fact he's said publicly that he wants to fight you, that will be the one that will happen?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I mean, like I said, I'm leaving this one up to Sean Shelby. He knows his job very well. He knows that he loves putting on great fights. I mean, that's why he gave me Cub, and it turned out to be a great fight. So I trust him. I'm sure he's gonna pick a good matchup that's gonna make for a hell of a fight. So if it's the Korean Superboy, great. If Sean comes with a different name, I respect his decision, and that will be the name then. So whoever.
Why do you think there's a massive target on your back now more so than ever? Obviously, you've got on Twitter wars in the past, but why now? Why all of a sudden now? Is it because of the performance against Cub that people really want to have a go? Would you have a test off you? Is that what you feel?
I don't know, to be honest. These guys, they're fucking. The most of them are just blatant desperate bunch that don't really know how to stand out. You know what I mean? Look at
Yeah,
this fucking McDacy. I looked at the guy. Fucking, he's been in the UFC for how long? 1,000 followers he has. Do
yeah,
you know what I mean? That's just his family. His family are the only ones that follow him on fucking Twitter. That's it. Mom, dad, and his brothers and sisters. That's it, and maybe a few neighbors. Do
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And I don't blame them. He's boring as fuck.
Mm.
Reading that poem, I fell asleep. You know what I mean? With that poem alone, he cured fucking insomnia worldwide. If you can't sleep, read that fucking thing, and you'll be asleep straight away in a second. That's how boring that motherfucker is. Do you know what I mean? And they're all like that. And they're trying, they think, oh, we saw that guy and we're gonna fucking, on the back of him, we're gonna somehow stand out. I always say to everybody, just be yourself.
Yeah,
You know, don't be afraid to be outspoken. That's fine. You know, of course, it's a risk you have to take because, you know, you get a lot of hate back as well for it. But, you know, there are some rewards to it as well. So just be yourself, be outspoken, don't be afraid to share your opinion, and then see what happens.
yeah. I completely agree with you. I think a lot of guys, you know, they'll talk on text all day to you about who they want, whatever. But you know, when it comes to social networks and things like that, they need to be a little bit more honest if they want to get these fights. I'm a true believer in that. But listen to me, right? If this fight was to happen, or your next fight, you know, I saw someone say it yesterday, if it was to be Doo Ho Choi, you know, we haven't had a card here in Dublin in quite some time. Would that be something that would interest you to maybe headline a UFC Dublin card?
To be honest, I mean, coming off a loss, I don't know if I don't think I'm in a position to headline
Yeah.
anything right now. You know what I mean? I have to be honest with myself, and I always am.
Mm,
You know, I need to prove my worth again here. I need to get a few wins
mm.
before I headline anything. To be honest, of course, if it was offered, you know, I don't care. Like I said, it doesn't matter to me if it's main event or if it's the first fight of the night. I just want to fight. I'll take anything. Um, yeah, I don't know. I heard that the Korean Superboy said he wants to fight in July, I believe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. What's a good time for you to get back in there as well? Obviously,
yeah,
you got
July
quite.
is good for me.
Yeah.
July is good for me. July, August, fucking September, October, November, December, February, March, Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, fucking any day, anytime, any motherfucker out there. This is me. I'm ready to go right fucking now. If you was here in my garden right now, let's go. Let's do it right there. No, actually, fuck that. You don't get paid then. No, forget that one. But yeah, any UFC event, I'm ready to do it.
Yeah, brilliant stuff, Artem. Artem, as well, I want to get an update on you. You mentioned a couple of weeks ago that you know, the next time you get in there, it'll be sort of circled around when, you know, Conor's potential fight with Floyd Mayweather is. Can you give us any updates on that?
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I've kind of been following it online now myself. So I've seen Dana say that the date has been sort of not stolen, but you know, it's been taken. So it's going to be a new date now. I haven't heard anything about the new date now. So I don't really know when the new date is going to be. How do they even do it in boxing? How, I mean, do they wait a couple of months after a big fight like that, Golovkin versus Alvarez,
Yeah.
or I don't know what the plan is now. So. Obviously, Conor is, you know, just had a baby now, so I don't want to, you know, disturb him too much. You know, let him just enjoy his family time and, you know, do his thing. And but soon enough, I'm sure we'll you know, hook up again and meet up and, you know, discuss future plans and what the situation is right now and what the timeline is and when the fight is going to happen, and we can put a plan together then.
Definitely. Have you been up to see the new arrival in the McGregor household?
Not yet, not yet. No, Jess. I don't think you're allowed to do that. Like, how does it work? Like,
Well, you
I think
can.
it's family, and
Yeah,
like
just leave
parents
them
at
for a
the
week or
start,
two. Yeah, and
and
then
then 2 weeks later,
yeah.
maybe, you know, then we'll
Yeah.
go down and have a look.
It's a life of changing nappies for the McGregors for a while anyway. I've
Yeah.
seen it with my family and my sisters and stuff anyway. So yeah, I think you should leave it to him probably for a couple of weeks. Artem, listen, always a pleasure, man, to have you on the show. I do appreciate you stopping by today. And go out and enjoy that weather before you go to training tomorrow.
Thanks very much. Few Bulmers in the sun now.
Oh yeah,
It's
definitely.
Lovely.
Cheers, brother.
Thank you.